Let's get this up here.
Hey,
PS5 Pro. How much will it
PS5
cost?
Pro.
Yes, PS5 Pro. How much will it cost? What do y'all think?
Easy. Your child, your first pet, all right, and a little bit of your grandmother's taxes. You heard me? Now, but for real though, I mean, it really depends on what they're going to put inside of the system and what type of features they're going to try to focus on, which is really going to determine the price. That's how I feel. But I know I'm gonna say it easy $799.
$799.
Hey man, an iPhone 14 is $799, and you know what I'm saying?
I
How much?
mean,
How much is the
gaming
PS5 retail? Like what? $599, $699?
4.99 and 3.99.
3.99. Yeah, 3 and 4.99.
Yeah, the seven ninety
They're
nine
gonna
is
easily
wild.
add
I'm talking about
an
retail
additional
right
At
now.
hundred
least a
and
hundred. At least
they're gonna add at
$150.
least $150 to it.
So
I
you
mean,
saying I'm gonna have to sell my soul again the same way I sold my soul for my
not
PlayStation 5
necessarily.
already?
I mean,
So you're saying like
people.
60 borderline 7 then?
I'm
It's easily
selling
gonna
my
be
soul.
700
So yeah, that's
because
what I'm
think about it,
feeling.
right? They gave you what? How much memory? They gave you a little less than 500 gigs at $500. So you know they're going to increase it to a terabyte, or they might do like
They got it.
two
They're gonna do a
terabytes.
terabyte for sure.
At this
So
point,
At
they
least
just
Yeah,
that
you're right. It's
alone
got to
is
be a
going to
terabyte.
increase the price by an additional $100 to
Hmm.
$50, right?
Hmm.
It shouldn't because they have the materials to make it, but it's going to happen. Um, I mean, hell, in my PS5, I got 4 terabytes in there. That cost me $1,000.
hmm
On top of the console. But yeah, I mean, Dens can
You're a
can
sicko, but
could
you're a sicko though.
Sicko.
So
yeah.
let's put that out
How
here
many
right
games can
now.
you save
hey,
on that?
a lot. Um,
You see the look on his face? A
No,
lot.
That was a
um,
flex. You had to
but
flex
no,
like
but
that. A
Dens
lot.
can attest to this, right? Like I get it, right? I don't want to spend a ton of money on gaming consoles and things like that because not everybody can easily get the money like that to get these things.
hmm.
And you add in the fact that scalpers are going to be out here scalping them before we can even, get our hands on it. It took Sony a year and a half to contact me to get me my PlayStation. It took even longer for you guys to even get, for
Yeah.
those of us who have them to get theirs, right?
It took me
I'm
a
not
while
trying to wait that
to
long
get
to get a
contacted.
whole nother PlayStation, but if you look at it from the aspect of smaller devices, like I'm on my cell phone right now. This is a $1,400 phone. You know what I'm saying? What's $500 for a PlayStation? Something that I'm on my PlayStation more times throughout the day than I am my phone, I think, or at least I'm interacting with it more than my phone,
hmm
Yeah.
or just as
Deeper level.
much.
Mhm.
I agree with that, but the thing is that most people are not buying cell phones, you know what I'm saying, like flat out. Like most people are not just
That is
spending,
Like
also true.
$1,400 on a cell
But the
phone.
thing is you don't have to buy a console flat out too. You can use a credit card. You can go to your bank and get a small loan. There's a number of things you can do if you don't
Not
have the
all of
money
us
to get
got
it.
credit, pro though.
You don't have to have credit if you with a credit union. You got a checking debit account. There you go.
My man out here
cheaper.
hustling PS5s. He out here showing y'all people. Listen to Proto.
We
He's
we
teaching
out
you how
here
to
we
hustle,
out
man.
here to educate. We out here to educate and give our opinions. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, if you're looking at it from a closed-minded perspective,
Mm-hmm.
you're missing all the opportunities of ways you can get it legitly and relatively easy without much penalty to you. Sure, if you go get a loan through the bank and you know what I'm saying, you get a $500 loan, at the end of that loan, you might have paid back, depending on how long it takes you to pay it off, you might have paid $700, $800, but it was over a period of time, so it shouldn't be that painful. You know what I'm saying? It just
Yeah.
depends on how you look at it.
But like the cost though, right? So right now, the PS4, no, the PS5, right? So the PS5 currently costs $399 for the digital version, right? And it
Hmm.
costs what $499 for the disc version, right?
Hmm.
So the Pro at least is going to be $650 all day,
Every day.
at least
Hold on,
650.
pause. 650
No,
for
no,
the
no.
disc
I'm
to
saying
digital.
700 real
No,
fast.
the
650
Pro,
for
the
the disc to
Pro,
digital.
the Pro is going to be its own model. The Pro is going to be a disc one for sure. It's not going to have no, you know what I'm saying? That's why they're dropping the Slim, I feel like. But the Pro is going to be 650. I'm
Now,
thinking.
will be
What do you think,
a
Red?
difference if it's a
I don't think
disc
they
version
drop a.
or digital?
I think it's just going to be digital or disc, like Rig is saying, because if you're upgrading the other components of it, why would you skimp out and not put the disc drive in? Unless this is also where that detachable drive comes into play too, that you
Yeah.
talked about in the previous podcast.
Exactly.
So was it
We're gonna check that
Episode
out.
the
one.
detachable? I'm like, that's
Episode one.
a little cash grab there, but
So
I mean, digital is great and all, but you got to think about it, right? Like I bought the disc version because you never know what could happen, right? My internet's terrible. Look at our boy Manny, right? No internet. So if he had a digital version, he'd be stuck. At least with the disc, he's able to still continue to play games. He might not be able to get online with the rest of us and play online like he normally was, but he's still able to utilize a constantly paid so much money for and get the benefits out of it. So that's the benefit of the disc. Digital is all cool if you know you never got to worry about, data streaming and things like that if your network is strong. But the moment
Yeah,
that
yeah.
network goes
We're
out,
we're not
there
talking about
goes.
that right now. Right now, we're just talking about the price. So we're gonna touch on that. We're gonna touch on that. We're gonna touch on that though. Red, what do you think about the price point?
I mean, like we were talking about before, you have to upgrade the price point. So, like what Dens and Proto touched on, 650, 7, somewhere in that range. It all depends on what exactly upgrades are in the components.
mhm.
Like we're obviously going to get a memory upgrade in terms of storage. Are they going to keep the secondary empty slot for us to also put that secondary memory slot in like we currently have? Are they going to possibly upgrade any RAM or anything like that? Any other possible upgraded externals or design changes to the device itself, or the console, I should say? All these
Okay.
things warrant increases. So you could almost see 250 depending on the
Yeah,
amount of increases.
because they could go all out. They could go
Yeah,
all out. They could just
150 is
say,
definitely a good starting point, though.
yeah, they could just go all out. All right, man. Well, let's move it on.